Pablo Escobar, a Colombian drug trafficker, collaborated with other criminals to establish the Medellin cartel in the early 1970s. He eventually gained control over 80% of the cocaine transported to the United States, earning him the nickname, the King of Cocaine. With an estimated net worth of $30 billion, Escobar was recognized as one of the 10 wealthiest individuals on the planet by Forbes. Initially, he gained popularity through his sponsorship of charity projects and soccer clubs. However, his involvement in terror campaigns, resulting in the deaths of thousands, turned public opinion against him. After surrendering to Colombian authorities in 1991, Escobar managed to escape detainment in 1992 and remained a fugitive until his dramatic death in December 1993. Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria was born on December 1, 1949, in Rio Negro, Antioquia, a city in Colombia. His family later relocated to the suburb of Envigado. Escobar, the third of 7 children, was born into poverty, with his mother working as a school teacher and his father as a peasant farmer. From a young age, Escobar harbored an extraordinary ambition to rise above his humble beginnings and dreamed of one day becoming the president of Colombia. Reportedly, Escobar embarked on a life of crime early on, engaging in activities such as stealing tombstones and selling counterfeit diplomas. He quickly progressed to stealing cars and eventually entered the smuggling business. Escobar's early prominence came during the Marlboro Wars, where he played a prominent role in controlling Colombia's illicit cigarette market. This period served as a valuable training ground for the future drug lord. The rise of the Medellin cartel was not a coincidence in Colombia's history. The country had already established itself as a major smuggling hub for marijuana in the early 1970s. However, with the booming cocaine market, Colombia's strategic location between the coca cultivation centers of Peru and Bolivia made it the perfect gateway to the United States, the largest cocaine market in the world. Pablo Escobar, who had been involved in organized crime for 10 years, saw an opportunity to take control of the cocaine trade. In 1975, he allegedly ordered the murder of Fabio Restrepo, a drug trafficker from Medellin, and took over his operation. Escobar then expanded the business into something unprecedented, purchasing large amounts of coca paste from Bolivia and Peru, processing it, and transporting it to America. Around the same time, Escobar started a family with his marriage to Maria Victoria Henao, who was much younger than him. They had 2 children together. Escobar's rapid rise brought him to the attention of the Departamento Administrativo de Seguridad, DS, who arrested him in May 1976 upon his return from a drug trafficking trip in Ecuador. Authorities found 39 kilograms of cocaine hidden in the spare tire of his truck. Escobar escaped the charges by bribing a judge, and the 2 DS agents responsible for his arrest were killed the next year, according to Mark Bowden's book Killing Pablo. In 1978, Escobar spent millions to purchase 20 square kilometers of land in Antioquia, Colombia, where he built his luxury estate Hacienda Napoles. It contained a sculpture garden, lake, private bull ring, and other amenities for his family and members of the cartel. It also featured a collection of luxury cars and bikes, as well as a zoo with antelope, elephants, giraffes, hippos, ponies, ostriches, and exotic birds. After Escobar's death, it was turned into a theme park. As the demand for cocaine grew in the United States, Escobar established additional smuggling shipments and distribution networks in various locations. That included establishing a shipment base on a private island in the Bahamas with the help of cartel co-founder Carlos Leder. By the mid-1980s, Escobar had an estimated net worth of $30 billion and was named one of the 10 richest people on Earth by Forbes. Cash was so prevalent that Escobar purchased a Learjet for the sole purpose of flying his money. At the time, Escobar controlled more than 80% of the cocaine smuggled into the United States. More than 15 tons were reportedly smuggled each day, netting the Medellin cartel as much as $420 million a week. As Escobar's fortune and fame grew, he dreamed of being seen as a leader. In some ways, he positioned himself as a Robin Hood-like figure. A description was echoed by many locals, by spending money to expand social programs for the poor. He spent millions to develop Medellin's poor neighborhoods, where its residents felt he helped them far more than the government ever had. He built roads, electric lines, soccer fields, roller skating rinks, and more, and paid the workers in his cocaine labs enough money that they could afford houses and cars, according to Bowden. By the 1990s, President Cesar Gaviria's administration was putting more and more pressure on Escobar, especially in the wake of Escobar's alleged 1989 death of presidential contender Luis Carlos Galán. Escobar worked with Gaviria's government to arrange his surrender in June 1991 in exchange for a shorter sentence and special care while he was being held captive. At the time, a law prohibited his extradition to the U.S. Escobar constructed La Catedral, a posh prison manned by guys he personally chose from among his staff. The prison, which was also known as Hotel Escobar, featured a casino, spa, nightclub, football field, waterfall, jacuzzi, and enormous doll home. When officials tried to transfer Escobar to a more conventional detention center in June 1992, however, he managed to get out. With assistance from the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, a 16-month manhunt was initiated to find the drug lord. During that period, the Medellin cartel's monopoly rapidly deteriorated, having started to fall apart during Escobar's imprisonment due to police raids on its headquarters and the killing of its leaders. After making a failed asylum request in Germany, Escobar's family took up residence in a hotel in Bogotá. Escobar was not as fortunate. On December 2, 1993, in a Medellin district catering to the middle class, Colombian law enforcement managed to apprehend the fugitive. There was a gunfight that resulted in the shooting deaths of Escobar and his bodyguard as they attempted to flee across many roofs. Escobar had turned 44 the day before.